A much-needed victory by the Blue Jays today. After the last two games were no bueno. Yesterday I had the bucket on my head and I said in the video, I'm like, look, am I wearing it on because am I wearing the bucket because the team's crap? No, but there was a crap performance? You damn right it was. Well, they backed it up today with a better one. There were still some mistakes and some bonehead mistakes. But you won the ball game. 7-3 over the Pittsburgh Pirates today. Get back into the win column. 21 games over 500 at 74 and 53 on the season. And with win number 74 on the season, the Blue Jays tie their win total from last year. Yeah, that's what happened. It's crazy. But they did their job, right? Max Scherzer, outstanding. Kirky, outstanding. But the two blemishes that at least I have in my mind at least, or Alejandro Kirk in the first inning, right? You have 2 on and nobody out. Or was it base? No, it was 2 on and nobody out. He drives one to right field. Brian Reynolds can't make the play. 1 run crosses, but Kirk goes to second base. And Bo's standing there. And that's on Kirk. I know people love to rip on Bo Bichette sometimes, but that's on Kirk. You got to have your head up. You got to see where your guys are. And the fact that he did not see Bo Bichette there, he gets tagged out in between the bases. Now, luckily, it didn't come back to hurt them because Nathan Lucas picks him up after that. But in the end, it's fine. But against good teams, against great teams, you cannot give them free outs. We talked about that yesterday, right? Giving outs away, you cannot let that happen. You have to make them earn it. And he didn't there. And then then something really weird happened. I can't remember which inning it was in, but with 2 on and nobody out, Ernie Clement, I think it was a 1-0 pitch, tries to drop a bunt down. Ernie, you guys have been hammering Mitch Keller all day long. Keep swinging the bat. And he pops it up. Joey Bart, the catcher, makes a smart play, lets it drop, goes to third, gets the out at third, throws it to second, gets the out at second. Get a double play out of it. They get nothing in the inning, and there's an opportunity wasted right there. There's no reason to bunt there. Absolutely no reason. You gifted them an out. Actually, in fact, you gifted them 2 outs. And again, against good teams, that will not slide. You cannot let that happen. But regardless, you got the win. We'll move on. But those things do have to be addressed. Now, let's talk about the ball game as a whole, okay? Top of the first inning, you needed some offense early. The question was, where are they going to go after Tommy Pham? Well, he didn't even play today. Because there you go. Tells you how important he is. And immediately, George Springer gets hit by a pitch to start the ball game. And we're all like, okay, enough of this. Thank God he was hitting the guard. He gets checked out. He's all good. Then he steals second base. Then Addison Barger walks. You have 2 on and nobody out. And as I mentioned, Kirky drives one to right field. Reynolds can't make the play. Springer comes in to score, but Kirky gets tagged out in between first and second base. You still have second and third and only 1 out for Nathan Lucas. And he hits a ground ball single through the left side for a base hit. Bo and Barger come into play. Jays lead at 3-0. Great start to the ball game. We go to the top of the second inning after the Jays after Scherzer puts up a 0 in the bottom half of the first. Miles Straw walks, and then he steals second. And Miles Straw had a day. Again. Walks and steals, and then you have a guy at second and nobody out. George Springer gets an off-speed pitch in the outer half, and he drives this thing to center field, and it's gone! George Springer with home run number 20 on the season. Obviously, Straw comes in to score. It's 5-0 Blue Jays. Great start to this ball game, boys. You needed this. You got a homer. Awesome. Bottom of the second inning, I think it was bases loaded, nobody out. They get an RBI ground out from Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, but that is all they get. Mad Max gets out of that one. Huge stuff. Was it base loaded, nobody out in that situation? I think it was, right? When was that? The 4th inning? No, bottom of the second, excuse me. McCutcheon walks. Sawinski walks. Bart singles. Yeah, right. So yes, they had bases loaded, nobody out. Gets Triolo to strike out. Gets IKF to ground out. They get the RBI ground out, but whatever. And then Ronnie Simon pops out to end the inning. So a really good job minimizing that damage. And they go all the way to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And with Bo Bichette on base, Alejandro Kirk gets a ball up in the zone and drives this thing to right center field, and it is gone! A 2-run shot for Alejandro Kirk. Blue Jays up 7-1, 409 feet off the bat, and homer number 10 for our boy, Captain Kirk. All right? they make it, I wouldn't even call it interesting, right? Ronnie Simon, it's a sac fly, scoring Joey Bart in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jack Sawinski, it's an RBI single scoring Nick Gonzalez in the bottom half of the 8th inning to make it 7-3, but that's it. Ball game. And Max Scherzer was incredible yet again. I'd say he struggled with command at least a little bit. Walked 3 guys over 6 innings, but he got the outs when he needed to. And that's what great pitchers do. They find ways to grind through it if they don't have their best stuff or they're not able to get outs quickly. And he did that today. 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 run, 4 punch outs, walked 3, and also shut out Miles Straw. The jumping catch at the wall and the diving catch. Again, in the 6th inning for Max Scherzer, there was 2 on and 1 out. And he makes that diving play, and then Scherzer gets a strikeout to get out of the 6th inning. So a massive part, because I think it was only a 4-1 game at that point. Or a 5-1 game at that point. So it was right there. Great job defense. And offensively, before we get to the bullpen guys, George Springer, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a dinger. But Addison Barger continues to struggle, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He walked once and scored a run. I guess that was fine, but he hasn't been great recently. That's just something to keep an eye on. Bo Bichette, 1 for 4. Don't care. He got on base twice. He walked as well and scored both times he got on. Alejandro Kirk, 3 for 5. The run scored, 3 RBIs and a homer. Nathan Lucas, 2 for 5 and drove in 2 runs. And Ty France had a hit. Miles Straw, 1 for 3 with a run, 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Stole 2 bags and also played some incredible defense from your 9-hitter. That's all you ask for. Awesome stuff there. 10 hits for the Blue Jays. Struck out 9 times. Walked 4 times. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., we got an update on him today from John Schneider, and I think it was a collective sigh of relief from John Schneider when he was able to give the news to Blue Jay fans and the media. It is hamstring inflammation. There's nothing structural, it looks like, so that's great. Doesn't seem like it's going to be an IL stint. He underwent the MRI, some inflammation. He's considered day-to-day, and remember, Blue Jay fans, yes, they had the night game today. They have the afternoon game tomorrow. You won't. I'm going to say 99% sure you will not see Vladdy tomorrow because you have the off day Thursday, which means he could be back on Friday or throughout the weekend series down in Miami against the Marlins. So it's great news in the Vladdy front. Obviously, any sort of not health is not good, but considering what the worry was, we'll take it. And you get the win today. So awesome stuff. Now, bullpen-wise, I didn't think they were great. I thought Louis Varland allowed a couple hard contact on his off-speed pitches, but was able to limit damage, right? They had, I think, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Ends up, only allowing 1 run to cross. Allowed 2 hits and a run score, but he got a strikeout. Tommy Nance went in the inning, allowed a couple hits and a run. It was an unearned run. I guess so. Nathan Lucas committed the error there in left field. But he got a couple strikeouts, and Jeff Hoffman went out there in the 9th inning and shut it down. Got a strikeout, no base runners, and people are going to be up in arms. Wasn't a save opportunity for Jeff Hoffman. Why'd you use him? Well, hello! He hadn't pitched since Friday. Well, remember the last time we didn't see him for a week? Because what if he doesn't pitch tomorrow? You got an off day the next day. And then it would be a week on Friday. Yeah, that Dodgers game when he walked 5 guys, that was a week of not pitching. So with the off day Thursday, even if he has to pitch tomorrow, it's back-to-back days. You get the off day Thursday, you're ready to go Friday. So it makes sense to get him into this ball game. He goes a clean inning, no base runners and a punch out. He's really starting to find his form again, is Jeff Hoffman, which is really, really nice to see. Yeah, we go to the next game for the Blue Jays in the finale of the series tomorrow afternoon. So 12:35 first pitch at PNC. Look, we talked about going into the series, win a series. We were losing our mind after game 1. Good, because it needed to happen. They got the job done today. Job not done. Go there tomorrow, win a series. All right? Looks like the Red Sox, and I'm guessing the Red Sox are going to win. It's going to extras against the Orioles. I'm guessing the Red Sox are going to walk it off. Yankees are up 5-0 against the Rays. They're probably going to win. But hey, you know what? Jays did their job. You're 5 up still, regardless of what happens tonight. So you did your job. You know what that means for tomorrow? Do your job again. Chris Bassitt gets the mound for the Blue Jays, and he's on the road. So we'll see what happens. Going up against Johan Oviedo, who has not pitched barely at all this year. He pitched a lot for them last year through 177 innings. Wow. And ERA of 4.31, a whip of 1.37 last year. He's only thrown 1 inning this season. Walked 3 guys, allowed 2 runs. He struck out the side, but that was it. So if you're the Blue Jays, Go out there and win a ball game tomorrow, win a series, win 2 in a row before the off day, and at least be 5 up going into the off day, all right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the dub today, hit that like button. Do appreciate that. The subscribe button, you guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys, BlueJaysCentre, of course. 3 of the 3-game series against the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow afternoon. 12:35 first pitch at PNC, beautiful PNC Park. Johan Oviedo versus Chris Bassitt in the finale. Boys, win a series. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the dub today. Talk to you guys then.